Welcome to the Searchers of Horror Quiz Arena, a place of refuge from the world around us, where friends old and new can battle to the death for the title of Quiz Arena Champion. My name is Richard Lovegrove, and I'll be here to guide you through the mysterious and unexpected. But I cannot brave these wilds alone, so I've roped in the head of the Surgeons of Horror to join me in this most die-hard horror movie fans with joining me as well. But please welcome Sol Muerte and Yi.
Mr.
Hello.
Yi!
There we go!
You had to go live for the first step.
It's going well so far.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good to go?
Okay, yes, we're going to be playing 4 rounds of games. In our final round, the viewers are going to be able to play along at home for your chance to win this episode's prize. And to find out what that prize is, we'd better call Saul. Please, tell us about it, Saul.
I'd love to tell you. Well, thankfully, we've been able to kind of work with Berserk, who are a alternative and gothic clothing company here in Australia. You can find them over at www.berserk.com.au, and you can also check them out on their Instagram, which I think is @Berserk, and also at Facebook, which is @Berserk Clothing. And they've kindly donated $50 as a gift voucher. It's an electronic voucher, so whoever the lucky winner is at the end of this, I will email you that voucher, and you can spend some great stuff. They've got a great horror section as well amongst their stuff, so do check that out.
You were telling me, was this the place that had the board game?
Oh yeah, it's got the Shining board game, man. And
Shining board game.
I really want us to play that.
Yeah,
we got to play that
now. And,
totally.
Yeah.
We should Twitch that.
Zoom that shit, man.
Yeah. Well, it'd be great if like everything can open up again and we'd be able to do it like, you know, around a big table, like, you know, be a lot of fun.
Cool. That would be the ideal.
Yeah.
Because I've tried playing Dungeons and Dragons on Zoom, it does not work.
Yeah.
It does, but not as well.
Yeah, it's a hard sort of one. That's sweet, awesome. So yeah, we've got some prizes out there for the public to win. And just again, like I said before, we're going to try and keep that contained with just our final round of questions. So I will let you know when that is, and that's going to be 10 questions at the end of this. But our first game has already started, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. We had a question that went out in our teaser, and that question was. Ooh, that's the one right there. In which hotel would you find the lounge named Colorado? So I thought
The Shining. I don't know.
Yes.
Man.
You say you don't know The Shining?
I don't know. I've seen it once. It's, you know, apparently some guy called Stephen King wrote it.
No, that's a good thing because it brings up the question of the novelization, which obviously came before the film, at least the film of Stanley Kubrick's film. So, most notably out there, if anyone who's seen the Stanley Kubrick film would most likely head towards Saul. What were you thinking? The Colorado Lounge. In which hotel?
The Colorado Lounge. Yeah, I was thinking of The Shining as well.
Yeah, but what hotel?
Yeah.
It wasn't about the film. It was the hotel specifically. It asked.
Yeah, so the Overlook Hotel is the name of the hotel that's in The Shining.
Exactly, yes. And that the film version is the only one that I've been able to find that has a reference to the Colorado Lounge. So yes, for any of you who answered out the Overlook Hotel, you were absolutely correct. Not the Stanley. The Stanley was the hotel from the book, and there isn't a reference...
Stanley!
Yes, Stanley! There's no reference to the Colorado Lounge in the Stanley. Having said that, the actual Stanley Hotel has since started to cultivate its own hedge maze out the front. So yeah, starting to meld those together, like Dr. Sleep did.
Ah, cool.
That's cool.
That's cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Quick pause. Sorry, Richard. You're getting a sense of how I do our podcast.
No, go for it. Absolutely.
But because you mentioned Kubrick, and I remember as a film student, the whole thing about Kubrick was that he was a master filmmaker along with all the other master filmmakers. But the one thing that made him a masterful filmmaker was that he was very hard to pin down in terms of what sort of movies he liked to make, because he liked making very different kinds of movies. That was his thing. Somebody recently died. Speaking of filmmakers who I think has an amazing diverse range, and that's Richard Donner.
Yes.
Very recently. And you're talking about a man with an amazing range. He did The Omen, freaking Superman.
Yeah.
Maverick. Like he's the man.
The Goonies, man.
The Goonies, yeah.
Going back to Lethal Weapon as well. We were talking about.
Oh my god.
We were talking about Richard Glover earlier because of Predator too.
Yeah.
Before you came on board, man. Yeah.
But I mean, he is a highly underrated filmmaker. Like, not because he was extremely good at what he did. He just did different kinds of films, and he did them very well.
Yeah.
But you don't mention him in the same breath as Spielberg or Cameron or whatever. But I always thought he was an amazing storyteller.
No, totally.
I have seen the deep fake of Jim Carrey's face as Jack Nicholson. It is amazing. Lux. Sorry, I'm just cutting there. It's hilarious.
Sorry, yes, that is. Yeah. Somebody's done Megan Fox as Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
Oh wow!
Surprisingly good.
Oh really?
Really good.
Nice.
Then somebody's done Gal Gadot as Linda Carter as Wonder Woman, and it's really good.
Oh cool! Yeah. I saw that there was, what was it, Bryan Cranston did a rehash of the Shining scene, but I think that was for a Super Bowl commercial.
Ad. Yeah, right, yeah. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some good ones. Somebody did Harrison Ford as young Han Solo in Solo, and it's
really I've seen
cool.
That was cool. That was
really
cool.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that, like even the de-aging and the face replacement that now is a lot easier to like access on the computers and stuff like that. A lot of people are taking things from, I think it was The Mandalorian, where they had Luke Skywalker made an appearance.
The second
spoilers.
I saw that, yeah. Sorry guys.
No, sorry,
the second
my
I
bad.
saw that, I was like, I bet you people out there on the internet will make it better, because it didn't look quite right.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
They deep faked it. It wasn't 100% great. It was great to see young Luke, but I knew,
Yeah.
It's weird. Hollywood. I don't know if it's to do with literally the pixels on the big screen, like a big screen format.
It's to do with time. It's like, as in, I think I was listening to Marvel artists that were doing a whole bunch of stuff, and they asked the question, why do your stuff look good and why does the other stuff not look good? And they said literally because they'll only give you 2 weeks or a certain amount of time that all of these artists have all got to work together to do. And even when I was making I didn't make it, but Lux Voco made it, but we were going back and forth and just saying about things, timing, lighting, if we could concentrate on this little peak and stuff like that. So it was very much a back and forth, but we were limited by the capabilities of the technology that both we were using, but also what I could manipulate and what he could manipulate too. So in that I could get a composite pass that would come into that so I could play with little effects, but I couldn't do anything on the 3D environment or anything. So it really just comes down to time from what I've heard.
But I mean, I get that. I mean, you're right. The thing about Hollywood is you deal with big actors and to make your film, get your money back.
No, I'm talking about editors, yeah.
But it's the thing, the marquee names, they're not available. They're just not around. You don't do rehearsal times. If bigger the Hollywood film is, the less rehearsal time you have, which is weird because you think the bigger the film is, the more you have money and time to do stuff. But it's interesting because I know deep faking literally is the more photographs you have of the person you're faking on, the easier it is for the computer. The more faces from different angles, that's what it does.
Yes.
If somebody turns that way, they've got a photo of of that actor turning that way. It's easier.
Yeah.
If it's not, the computer has to make up for it. And that's when it doesn't look right. So
and there was
no,
there was one I saw with Keanu Reeves, and that was very much the case. It was a lot of angles that was just like not working. But even within that, like the big story about if green screen's going to die now because the Mandalorian's using that new form of rear projection, pretty much. Well, not so much, because even the last scene in what was it, the End Game, like when he snaps his fingers, I am Iron Man. They shot that really quick, and they said it's a last minute thought. So they only had the ability to key and pretty much cut around the person, and that's all that green screen does. So all of these new technologies are all working in, because rear projection was King Kong. I mean, that was
it was
The Lost World and all those sort of things. So it's really cool.
Yeah, that thing you're talking about, they used that for Oblivion, for Tom Cruise's big glass house in the sky.
Yes,
And
beautiful.
insanely detailed. And
So good.
costs squillions of dollars. There's somebody we know. Shout out to Natalie Visett. Hi, Nat. Her boyfriend does that stuff. Does that stuff for Marvel.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
That's his company, yeah.
Oh,
So
cool.
just gave him a plug. I would give him a plug, but I don't know the company's name.
Yeah, no. I'm all down for shilling for our friends. So yeah, totally drop the comments around.
Drop the thing. Anyway, question 2.
Cool, awesome. So let's go on to round 2. Trying to do many things.
Is that a bit of a plug for the Cure again? Love Cats. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
You can tell I've been sinking into this stuff, man. Yeah.
No. I'm fun. I'm enjoying it. It's great.
It's not wine.
So, well, Igor has broken free from his cage, exhumed the Hollywood archives to make up 3-tiered tort cake comprising of 3 iconic faces, each portraying a horrific figure in a game I've copied and pasted from a TV show talking about your generation, called FRANKENFACE. FRANKENFACE. So this is pretty much, I'm going to have 3 different faces that are going to appear, and all you've got to do is tell me who is on the top, who is in the middle, and who is on the bottom.
Okay.
Well, that's Sol Muerte.
So our first FRANKENFACE. So these are
I'm gonna blow this up.
3 famous Frankensteins.
Okay.
All right, so we've got Boris Karloff.
Who would you think? Is that maybe the cowl at the top? Monster, or is that the eyes in the middle there?
I want to say it's the eyes, isn't it? The eyes.
Boris Karloff? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the quintessential box-headed Boris Karloff. Nice.
Is the bottom guy the Emperor in Star Wars?
No, you shall die. No.
No, the cow will be Robert De Niro.
Nice. Robert De Niro, yes.
Oh,
Perfect.
well done,
From Mary
well done,
Shelley's
yeah, well done.
Frankenstein.
I'm trying to figure out the bottom one though. Who's that?
Who's that?
Who could
Is
it
that
be?
Christopher Lee, is it? No.
No. Come on. Now.
Does it with that chin? No.
So, we may also be
Johnny.
loosely using the term of a Frankenstein. If you want to stretch
geez.
that a little bit. So it's not going to be maybe the first Frankenstein, obviously, because he looks kind of strange. But,
Frankenstein's monster.
well, maybe if he was a little bit younger. Maybe if the person who made this monster, whose name is Frankenstein, or Frankenstein, who knows? Maybe if he was a little bit younger. Who do you think? Who do you think that monster could be?
Is this a little nod to Meryl Streep by any chance?
Meryl Streep?
Meryl Streep. Yeah.
No, that's not the chin of Meryl Streep, unfortunately.
Wait, Mel Brooks?
Yeah, thinking Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder.
Gene
maybe?
Wilder? Yeah, Gene Wilder and Mel Brooks. Who was in that movie, Saul?
Who played the monster?
Young Frankenstein? Yeah, he played the monster. Oh, I know his face.
It's the guy from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yes?
Yeah.
I'll give it
That's
to
good
you.
enough.
Peter Moon. Nicely done.
Okay, well done.
Beautiful done. So that's...
No, wait, Meryl Streep. It's Meryl Streep.
Yes, you're right. It's
Oh,
Meryl
it is
Streep.
It is Meryl Streep.
That's it.
There's nothing she can't do.
Exactly. Yes, and without a wig, that's exactly
I'm
what
thinking
she
of Death Becomes Her, clearly.
Yes. Beautiful. Awesome. So that was our first FRANKENFACE.
Nice work.
Let's have a check at our next FRANKENFACE. Now, this is, again, the one character, but 3 different portrayals. So this is going to be 3 different actors, all playing the one. So
we've obviously got... this is Norman Bates, is the character we're talking about, yes?
Norman Bates, the character from the Psycho.
Yeah, that's
Vince
right.
Vaughn.
So,
No, I specifically avoided Vince Vaughn.
Did you?
Yeah.
I got a good Vince Vaughn story to tell.
Oh, do tell.
I was in New York, a New York zoo, turning the corner, going down some stairs, and I hear this guy yelling at his kids because it was like at the zoo he wasn't having a good time. He was trying to fold up his stroller, yelling at his kids. His wife
you told me this.
Yeah, and then I'm like, that voice. I hear it around the corner. That's Vince Vaughn. I turn the corner and it's definitely him. And my wife had no idea. My fiance at the time had no idea. She just kept on walking down, and he folded up his stroller chain. He swung it. He missed her by about a centimeter, and she was going to turn around and lamp him. And I was sitting there trying to take a photo. I was being really discreet. And I have it on my Facebook page of Vince Vaughn storming past with a stroller in his hand, and my wife going. So yeah, that's my Vince Vaughn story.
Wow. It's good. Like all I can
Yeah.
remember is like Vince Vaughn, unnecessarily
Overthinker.
masturbating at that hole in the wall. So glad he wasn't doing that at the zoo.
Overthinker, I think you're on it. I was just about to say is one of them, the kid guy that was in the Bates Motel.
Ah,
he's put
nice.
up there,
Well done.
Freddie Highmore, nice. Which do you think that's the hair? Do you think it's the eyes?
I don't think it's the eyes. I don't think it's the hair.
No.
I reckon the. Oh no, the bottom one. Sorry, the bottom one. I reckon the hair is the original Anthony Perkins.
Nice, original Anthony Perkins hair, yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
is
And the
bottom
chin of
one
Freddie Highmore?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now who's the middle one? That stumped me, man. Who's that middle one?
So I said the Psycho franchise. Now obviously we've got many Psycho films to play with, and of course we have the
Psycho
TV
for
series.
the beginning.
Ah, and who played the young Norman
shit, now
Bates
you're
in
testing me.
Psycho? Oh, don't you Google this?
I'm not going to Google it, man.
You can find it. You can find it. If there's anybody else out there, if you can think of it, try not to Google it if you can. But like, if you have seen Psycho 4, think about it again. We had.
I don't know who it is, but I reckon it's definitely Psycho 4, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was directed by Anthony Perkins, and it played a slightly older Elliot from E.T., who is.
Oh, not Drew Barrymore. Not Drew Barrymore. That's the one.
Meryl Streep, Drew Barrymore. It's
Oh my
if
God, I
you
literally was just singing around him the other day. I literally was watching a commercial with him in it yesterday.
Yeah, you're talking about Henry Thomas, yeah?
absolutely
Isn't that his
Henry
name?
Thomas. There you go. Perfect
Henry
stuff.
Thomas,
Now,
bloody hell.
I also
The,
wanted to just pour over these photos.
I didn't know. I did no idea he played him. Okay, cool.
No, yeah, that's it. So it's a quite interesting sort of thing to throw in there, and it's an interesting little fact. But look at the hair of Freddie Highmore. I mean, that's commendable.
good hair.
He's
Yeah,
smuggling
that's good
something
hair.
underneath that.
Oh, that's
He
very
is-
good. Yes.
I wish I had hair like that, if I'm honest.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
awesome, good, fantastic.
Good
Next
job.
one.
Good job.
So we've got someone on the top, someone's hair, someone's middle eyes, and someone's mouth. Now again, this is someone.
Jack.
Yes, a character that's been portrayed by multiple people.
Ah. Okay.
Right, so
Just like the last one, they were all Norman Bates.
So this is Jack Nicholson's hairline, yeah?
Nice. So you think the hair
And-
is Jack
and-
Nicholson's? Nice.
And
And
is
it's Thomas.
Henry Thomas's eyes
Henry
from
Thomas's
Dr.
eyes?
Sleep.
Yep.
And the other.
Who
the
else has
jaw,
played Jack Torrance?
The guy from Wings. The guy from Wings.
Yes, I
Played
think
it.
he was from Wings.
Yeah, it's the guy from Wings.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. The guy from Wings.
Stephen Weber is his name.
Yeah, that's his
it.
name.
Stephen Weber.
Steven Weber.
And in that portrayal, he actually had a mallet. He didn't have a fire axe. He chased
Yeah,
them with a
he had the
mallet.
croquet mallet.
Yes.
And it's a
Croquet mallet,
brutal, he really goes
Which
after
is supposed to
Wendy.
be the most in keeping with the book too, isn't it? So
Yeah, the book was a mallet. It wasn't an axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know anything about The Shining.
But that's a pretty good eclectic fact.
It's well, yeah. I just remember seeing
man.
wielding it. I
What
saw
happened?
it once. He had it, and then I just said, "Why the hell's he not got a fire axe?" And then I found out afterwards that was actually being faithful to the adaptation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Would you like another one?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
Why
do it, man.
not,
You've got
indeed?
them.
Whilst we're here.
Yeah, we're here. When in Rome.
Whoa. When in Rome,
What are we looking at?
act like a Visigoth.
Mm,
Or a Vandal. So again, 3 characters. We've got a hairline up the top there.
Yeah.
Looks like there's something sort of gunk or something going there. We've got an eyes and a nose from someone, and we've got a mouth and a chin from somebody else.
We know
So
the
are we,
middle- we know
are
the
we
middle
looking
one.
at Regan? Is it the character
Yes.
Regan?
Looking at
Yeah.
the eyes
So-
for Regan?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And the one, the freaking Stephen King one, the one where
Misery,
she
Kathy
goes
Bates.
Misery, Kathy Bates. Yes.
Oh, Misery,
Bates
yes,
on the
on the
bottom.
chin.
Yep.
You're saying the chin's Kathy Bates?
That's definitely Kathy Bates.
Perfect, awesome. And
else
what
are we
about a
looking
hair?
at?
Looks
Who's
like we've
the
got
hair?
some...
Oh, that's Carrie.
Yes,
Ah,
another
Sissy
Stephen
Spacek.
King. Perfect work.
Yeah, nice.
Nicely
nice
done
one,
there.
Ant. Good work.
Very well done.
I don't know anything about Stephen King. I really don't. I really,
Again, you're
I have
doing
not
really
read
well.
I've not read a single book. I really haven't. It's weird.
Well, if that seems to be serving you well, you haven't got any of the
Yeah.
precursors
See, I'm not.
that,
I'm
like,
not. Yeah. See,
usually
I'm
stump
not,
people.
I'm not biased. You know.
No, exactly. Awesome. So now we'll get to our last one in our FRANKENFACE game.
Ah,
Who are our 3 characters? We got something up the top, something in the middle, and something down the bottom. Again, if you guys know down there in the comments, yeah, jot it
Michael
down.
Myers.
But who could be Michael Myers? Which one?
I think I'll go with the middle one.
The middle one, so the eyes of Mike Myers or Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
and it's
Freddy.
Pennywise on the bottom.
Pennywise the dancing clown. Perfect on the bottom there. And who was that ant that you said?
Pennywise.
For the hat?
It's Freddy.
Freddy Krueger, absolutely correct. Yes, there you go.
Freddie Highmore.
Freddie Highmore. It is Freddie Highmore again.
Yes, it's reoccurring Freddie Highmore.
He's trying to smuggle it. He's trying to smuggle his hair under the hat. That's what's going on.
Yes, exactly. Well, fantastic. Well, that has been FRANKENFACE. Yay! So FRANKENFACE, fun little game there, which again, stole off Sean McAuliffe's TV show from Channel 9 and Channel 10. But they're not using it.
They're not anymore.
Yeah,
they're dead. That's why.
So that'll be a bit of fun. Yes, and it's good to see that K9 you got in there with Linda Blair as well. So fantastic. Well, you've misplaced your invite to the hippest, most go-gettingest party of the Roaring Twenties. I mean, the 1920s. But it's a good thing. All the guests out have turned to be murderers. But
Brilliant.
As the party winds down, no one can remember which weapon was given out to who. Whom? So, let's sort out whose weapons go where in a game I poorly dubbed CLUEKNOW.
Oh, yeah, good
Seen
film.
that film?
I've not seen Clue film.
I love that movie.
That's
love
a good
that
movie.
I mean, I love Tim Curry. Come on.
Oh, I know.
Well, that's it.
Who doesn't
Speaking
love
of
Tim Curry?
Pennywise.
Here with us, we have, six? Six murder weapons. Six murder weapons, which have been left around. Yes? And of these 6 murder weapons, they have been allocated in the film to each of these characters above. Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard, Miss White, Mr. Green, Professor Plum, and Miss Peacock. Not Wadsworth, even though he's here, who couldn't have Tim Curry in a picture, so we've kept him there just so that we can have a bit of play with him. But yes, all the other people were allocated these weapons. Each of them were allocated by Mr. Body in a scene in this film. So if you guys know, you can jot it in the comments there and help out Sol and help out Ant, and hopefully they'll be able to not even have to know the film. They won't even need to know it, ladies and gentlemen. They'll get your clues.
Oh, get our clues.
Get your
Go on,
clues.
Sol. Take a guess.
Have I got a guess?
So we've got 6 weapons there. So
I'm trying to remember. I want to say the pistol was Miss White. Was that right? Or am I?
Well, because this is the interesting thing. There are multiple different murders that happen in this film, and I'm not looking for the murderer, the murder weapon. So there is a scene in which, well, I don't want to spoil too much, but Miss Peacock does kill someone with a murder weapon. Is it the murder weapon that she was originally allocated, or was it not? I'd realized when I started speaking that it may in fact be, so I'm not going to tell you which murder weapon it was, but some of them, each of them were given a weapon at the beginning of the film, and yes, it may or may not be the one they killed.
Miss Peacock had the gun because, being a petite woman, she needs a gun. Also, Overthinker 101 just said it as well, and I'm going to go with that.
It's an interesting way, because maybe that the filmmakers were thinking of the complete opposite thing when they were directing it. Maybe that made them more inclined to go, oh no, we won't go with the obvious. We'll go maybe with something a bit more sleek and invasive. But we also have the characteristics of Mrs. White, who is a Black Widow. So the connotations as well could be attributed to a certain
poison.
Is there poison in there?
No, there's no poison. Poison was a new addition, I think.
3 bludgeoning weapons, a strangulation weapon, a stabbing weapon, and a shooting weapon.
Well, like, as in the people, I wouldn't encourage our players to necessarily go out and look it up, but you can literally just Google this and find it very quickly.
This is like a game of Karen Ball.
You've actually got me really stumped. It's been a long time since I've seen the film.
Yay!
So even though I really love it, I am actually really, I'm struggling with trying to work out what was allocated to who.
Okay.
Did Mrs. White have the rope?
Well, I think that's a good. Yeah, well, that definitely leads towards the insinuation I was giving you before. So yes, you got that one. Yeah, you got. Yeah.
Okay,
let's start from left to right then. Let's start with Miss Scarlet. So she's a petite woman. So again, like you were saying before, maybe a sleek or slender thing. Or again, is it something that the director's thinking? No, we'll go the complete opposite. Something hard and trudgeoning and bludgeoning. So what might you say, Miss Scarlet?
I have a thing in my head when she's raising something above her head, so it'd be one of the...
Yeah, would you might say that to be wanting to put something in her candlestick.
Yeah.
Yes, nicely done.
Yes.
The candlestick is yes. She's the
Fruit.
first one to open it, and yes, she reveals it to be a candlestick, and she refers to it by saying, "What's this for?" Quickly followed up. Now, the next person to get their weapon isn't Colonel Mustard, but what weapon do you think Colonel Mustard got? Now, this, I will give you the clue. If you have seen the film, which I don't know if either of you have, this was a murder weapon.
I
that he
have
used.
years ago. Yeah.
This was a murder weapon that he used.
Okay, I'm going to say the gun.
Ooh.
The
It was also a in the war he sold radio parts, so he's got a mechanical sort of nature to it.
It's the dildo. He used the dildo.
The vibrating dildo, also known as the wrench. Yes, absolutely
Yeah, that was it.
right.
Sorry.
Perfect.
Same difference. That's
No
what
difference.
the wrenches are for.
No difference.
Trying
It
so
all-
hard not to say dildo.
Yes, exactly.
But,
Donde
but
dildo.
Saul's had 2 glasses of wine now, so he's gone.
I have.
Yeah,
yes.
no,
I'm
go
already-
for it.
you
The
lost
more
me.
the merrier, as it'll
You
create
had
that
me at
vibration.
hello.
sound.
You had me at hello.
You had me at...
Good.
And as Ant said before, Miss White has the rope in the
Yep.
noose. Perfect. Mr. Green. Now, Mr. Green, in the film, obviously, if you have
He's a
seen...
cop.
He was, sorry?
He's a cop. He's a cop. Isn't
Ah, yes. I was going to say yes.
Oh,
If you've
yes.
seen the film, he's the one who actually doesn't end up murdering anybody. So that's why I wanted to allocate these weapons around. Otherwise, we would be giving Wadsworth the pistol when obviously he wasn't given the pistol. But who did Mr. Body give something? We were just talking about a dildo, and even though his character's homosexual, I don't want to make any insinuation that would, like, draw you in that.
He wasn't. The big twisty joke at the end was, "I'm going to go home and sleep with my wife."
Exactly. I'm going shake, rattle, and roll. Exactly, yes. So his wife doesn't need a
so
dildo, so he wouldn't need his murder weapon. Even though it doesn't have batteries, this is the most cylindrical object and reference I can make.
The pipe.
The lead pipe. Yes.
Oh, I was going to go dagger.
Perfect. What about in just before he came out in Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd's role of Professor Plum?
Wait, he's gay?
He's gay?
Yeah.
No, he was a womanizer in this one. A very subtly
he
played
was too.
womanizer.
He was.
Yeah. But what weapon do you think he was given? So we've got our 2 now, and it's obviously gonna
what's
determine-
left?
So we've
the
got
dagger.
Knife and
the gun, and we've got the
knife,
dagger.
Knife. Dagger.
Yes.
Agreed.
Now, both of these people ended up using these weapons. So that
Yeah.
may also give you an insinuation. There is a moment in the kitchen which might insinuate to where you might be thinking Miss Peacock's weapon was, because of the maid's demise. But then also,
Yes.
when the lights go off, and there's that brief second of silence, and you hear a certain noise from a
It's
weapon.
gun noise, is it?
Yeah?
Bang. So it's a gun.
So yes, you'll be saying Professor Plum gets the gun, correct, with a revolver, which of course leaves Miss Peacock with the dagger. Awesomely done there.
Is this a dagger I see before me?
Yes, it is. Nicely done, guys. Awesome, fantastic.
Hold on.
No.
Yay.
That was good. That was good, mate. Yeah, because that, like I said, it's been a long time since I now I
Yeah.
have to go. I now have to watch
Let's
this.
go see it
immediately.
again.
Awesome. Okie dokie. Let me just get ready for our last game, which
Okey-dokey.
of course comes down to
Yeah.
So one of you lucky viewers out there will be able to receive a $50 gift voucher from www.berserk.com.au. They are an alternative and gothic style clothing company based over here in Australia and do some pretty cool stuff. You can find them over on Instagram at Berserk and also at Facebook at Berserk Clothing. So yeah, check them out. Thank you very much kindly to the team over at Berserk for
Thank you.
donating that gift. It's awesome.
Legendary.
Awesome stuff.
It's awesome, absolutely brilliant. I also wanted as well to say we're going to be using livereacting.com, which wanted to let you know as well. In our description below, we have a code that you can get a discount for. To get a reference for it. If you guys want to start your own quiz, or even just maybe you have a community group, or you want to do something new in the office that's going to keep spirits up during the lockdown periods or something like that, jump over there, and you don't need to even pay for a subscription. You get 3 trial credits a month, so you can host these live, and as you'll notice later on, we're going to be having the live interaction with the comments section. So it's a fantastic way of keeping connected with your audience. And as you said, our fantastic prize is going to be going to whoever is our winner of these 10 fantastic questions. So thank you so
Thank you
much.
to Berserk. It's awesome that we were able to have somebody come on board. So thank you so much for doing this.
Totally. Okie dokie. Well, without further ado, let's head on into our last round. Perfect. Well, now is the time for everybody to join in and Lamb Chops play along for your chance to win today's prize. To play along, all you have to do is follow on our live stream on YouTube, and all you have to do is type the number that corresponds with the answer. So if the answer is answer 3, you literally just type in 3 into the comments, and that will register. I'll ask 10 multiple choice questions based on the horror movie genre. You'll have 30 seconds to answer each question. After each question, we will see the results from those of you playing at home so that you can check your progress. And also see that it's also, being recorded well. At the end of the 10 questions, the person with the most correct answers will be tallied, and the winner will be announced. In the event of more than one Smarty Pants, we will employ some kind of tiebreaker. Honestly, I've only just thought about this possibility now whilst writing this, so hopefully future Richard will have worked something out by now. What you would have referred to as now anyway. Nice. Maybe that's a good opportunity.
Situation.
Yes.
Saul decides the winner.
Yes, Saul decides the winner.
Based on his own criteria.
All I could really think of was some sort of Alamo, sort of like, throwing a knife in the ground and seeing if we could all go there. But we do have some other ways. I mean, we've got a spin wheel here, a little prize wheel, so we could even play with that if that's a possibility.
That's nice. Like it.
Exactly. So, yes.
So, I was going to ask a question.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Spare round question. Okay. Saul knows the answer to this, I think. In the science fiction horror movie Event Horizon, Sam Neill plays an Australian scientist, and as one of the astronauts on board the spaceship, he has the flag of his country on his shoulder.
Ah, yeah, I do know.
It's the Australian flag. It's the Australian flag, but there's something unusual about it. What is unusual about the Australian flag he's wearing?
Great question.
It's got a dildo on it.
Okay, we do this earlier next time so Saul doesn't drink as much.
Yeah.
I do know the answer. I'm just waiting to see if anyone...
Anybody at home?
If anyone at home knows that, it's a fantastic little arrangement quiz, and it also, I think, has been brought up in a lot of Facebook groups of saying, why hasn't it changed that? Because I'd be personally
actually, do you know what's really good about you mentioning this, and this might kind of tip the answer, is that we are recording this as of NAIDOC week here in Australia.
Yes.
Well done.
So it's kind of ties in nicely with that. So if you think about that, if you don't know what NAIDOC is, have a look at that, Google that up, and find that out. Yeah. Because that will hopefully steer you to what the answer is.
Cool. Yeah. Maybe we'll give them the answer at the end of the day. Give them time to do that.
Yeah. We can say that to the very end if we want.
Yeah.
That's a good one. It's something that you can look up, and we would definitely encourage you to. But Sam Neill's, I mean, he's a horror movie veteran, but just also a film veteran in his own right. And we should try and get some wine from his and do it on the podcast or something.
Now we're talking.
Cool. So we have 15 seconds. If you're still not too sure about playing the quiz, jump on in there on YouTube. If you're watching anywhere else, jump on over there and get commenting. So we've got 5 seconds before we go into it, and let's play. So good. What was actor Leonardo DiCaprio's first feature film? Was it 1, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, 2, Critters 3, 3, Poison Ivy, or 4, This Boy's Life? Answer
you know what?
down below.
Little known fact there. I think you're missing one. I think it was actually it was called Mona Lisa. It was a film starring Bob Hoskins and Michael Caine, and he played a cool girl. Oh no, wait. Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa.
That's where I see. So I was about to say, I was going to say he played Jesus, didn't he? So if you've answered down there, the time is approaching up.
Can we give the answer, or can I say what I think?
Yeah, what do you guys think? Yes.
I'm going to go with Critters 3 for this one. What do you think?
I was going to go Gilbert Grape, but then you hit Critters 3. I think that sounds familiar.
Nicely
so I'll
done.
back that as well.
Well, yeah, you guys know your horror. It is Critters 3. When looking up in this, he did a whole bunch of TV appearances and a couple of short films, but his first feature film credit was Critters 3.
He was in Growing Pains, right?
Yes, he was in Growing Pains before this, and something else.
Yay!
Yeah.
Hey.
Awesome. Okie dokie. Next one. Here we go. In the 5th Final Destination film, how does the teacher meet their demise? 1, acupuncture. 2, a Buddha statue. 3, defenestration. 4, electrocution.
I hate being defenestrated. That's just a terrible way to go.
Yeah, defenestration.
Fenestrate good times. Come on. Yeah, that's a good one. I like the destination movies get a bit of a blur because, like, you know, the earlier stuff is kind of a more memorable.
I recall some woman getting killed in an acupuncture table, so maybe it's that. But yeah, they blow after. It did blow after the first one, really. Now, I'll tell you about this though. The second film is the only one where the people make it out alive. The last, I could be wrong about that, but because the first one everybody gets, it ends on somebody getting killed, and then after each one of that, death catches up with everybody. But the second one, there's a leading girl and guy, and they actually get away with it. And then at the end of the third film, they think they've got away with it, and they get on a train, and the train derails. And the original script had the guy and the girl from the second film get on that same train to tie up that loose end, but they couldn't get those actors to come back.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Have we just seen the answer there, mate? Has that come up?
Yes, it was a Budai statue. But this question is in the 1981 Italian horror film by Andrea Bianchi. How does the 12-year-old Michael, who was played by the 20-year-old Peter Buck, make his only kill? He throws a road spike through a hand and decapitated with a scythe is number 1. 2, a dance-off. 3, bites off the boobie. Or 4, with a death stare.
Yeah, this is a good one. So this is from Burial Ground, which we just did the podcast launch of today. So I kind of do know the answer to this one. But I'm interested to see if you're gonna take a stab at this one, Mr. Yee. What would you say?
I hope it's dance-off. I really hope it's a dance-off.
Do you want me to tell?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
Biting off the boobie.
Yeah, bite off the boobie. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, he does. It's he's in an incestuous relationship with his mother, and he ends up ripping her nipple off when he turns into a zombie.
Oh, if he turns into a zombie, then it's justified.
Yeah.
We've all been there, though.
Complete this recitation correctly from the film Army of Darkness. Klaatu Verata. 1, nickel. 2, necktie. 3, nikto. 4, coughs. What's the correct recitation?
The correct recitation. So this is, obviously Ash Campbell does that. Because he fails to remember the
exact words.
Answer. Yes. I want to say necktie is a reference to The Simpsons.
No.
I think those
are like the 3 things he says. He says nickel, necktie.
That's it. And then that's right. I was like, how do I know that? So I'm going with the first one for this.
Yes. So and we've got Kay and Lux both answered correctly. Nikto.
Well done. Well done, Kay, and whoever you just said.
Yes. Yes, Kay and Lux.
Saul's gone.
Kay and Lux.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Thanks.
Awesome. Our next question. In Edward D. Wood Jr.'s Plan 9 from Outer Space, what was the occupation of the body double for the late Bela Lugosi? Was it 1, chiropractor, 2, podiatrist, 3, orthodontist, 4, dentist?
I reckon orthodontist would be funnier.
I think he was actually a dildo designer, from memory.
He made the glittery ones.
The sparkly ones.
The sparkly ones,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than the Hellraiser edition ones. Which are just...
I think this is a nod to the whole vampire element of this. From memory.
Oh,
so either dentist or orthodontist.
No, I'm throwing you off.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I don't know, think crackage.
It's the chiropractor, I think, from memory.
Yes. Now, this is one from, again, the Ed Wood, the film, which I loved and remembered. And it is a true fact. It was the chiropractor of his then partner. So, everyone who answered chiropractor, absolutely correctamundo. And we've got, what was it? One of the time. Congratulations. Well done. You got that correct.
Well done. One of the time.
Yeah.
Clawing your way back in.
Let's
see if you can punch out the rest of them.
Yeah. So we do...
Not literally.
Yeah. We've got one more question coming up. This is question number 6. Remember, click on that link to play along. What do the films Candyman, Amityville Horror, and The Wicker Man have in common? 1, overacting. 2, bees. 3, hooks. 4, Jaws-themed furniture made from confectionery.
I thought it was folk music. I thought they all
music,
had
yeah. That's why I couldn't put that one
banjos
in. Because then
Ding,
it's just
ding,
too obvious.
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Well, I know this one. Kind of might be. I'm going to wait a little bit.
Did
But
Amityville have bees?
Tony Todd was famous for having a lot of these around his mouth.
Yeah.
I think he actually had money, extra money for each bee or something.
Hey, yes, well, in Candyman especially, you're right. It was $1,000 per bee sting on top.
Yeah, that was it. That was
really?
it. Yeah, I knew there was something along that. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go with bees. For
Yes.
this, I believe.
Wow.
Now,
yeah.
not the bees exactly. Lux Voco's knows what it's all about. Not the bees!
The bees!
One at the time, you got that right. So yes, in the original Amityville Horror film, there was bees in the attic, and then of course the Wicker Man, not the bees, and Candyman is
See,
notorious
I didn't realise that.
for his bees.
Amityville Horror. I thought it was I thought it was the flies, because had that scene with the guy that played the priest, and he's like, he has that kind of overwhelming attack.
Attacked by flies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Awesome.
there you go.
Our next question: who plays the title role in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein? 1. Robert De
Mary
Niro.
Shelley.
2. Kenneth Branagh. 3. Helena Bonham Carter. Or 4. B. Arthur.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Bonham.
I think
No,
they find it's
many-
Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's my misspelling
no,
there.
No, it's Botham. And
Is it
many of
Botham?
them, it's Botham, and many of them died to bring us this place.
Brilliant!
Yay!
Man.
Oh,
Gold!
Oh.
Diamond bullet!
Points.
Diamond bullet!
points.
I'm gonna go with Sir Kenneth Branagh for
So
that one.
Kenneth Branagh. Yes,
Kenneth.
exactly. Yes, of course, the title role being Frankenstein, of which isn't the monster, but it is, of course, the doctor who makes the
Dr.
monster.
Frankenstein.
So that would be Kenneth Branagh, also who directed it. Again, if you guys are wanting to play along, I do encourage you to follow that link that I've shared up there so that you can play along. Currently, we only have one player along there, but first of the time and Kay, you were both right. Nice work.
How intimidating must it be to direct Kenneth Branagh in a film? Like, because he's the bad guy in Tenet.
Especially if you're Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's Kenneth
Well,
Branagh
yeah, you
directing
direct
Kenneth
yourself.
Branagh.
Yeah.
You know.
I was bummed we didn't get any B. Arthur love for that last question.
Yeah.
So, next question, question number 8. What is the name of the virus created by the Umbrella Corporation in the film Resident Evil? 1. Z. 2. Colon. 3. T. 4. Delta.
I know.
You know, I actually know this. It's Mary
Me too.
Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
The Mary Poppins virus.
And that's why it was called the Umbrella Corporation.
Of course, the talking about. And do you know the voice of the Umbrella from Mary Poppins was the same guy who played Mr. Banks?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
It's not a reference to Resident Evil, but it is one of my favorite films. I know it's a
Big fan
shocking
guy.
sort of thing now, but I love it.
What the virus and the vial, the vial that comes in the spirally vial?
Yeah.
What color was death? What color was cure?
Oh, was it blue? Blue was
Blue was death.
It was death.
I'm pretty sure blue is death and green was a cure.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
Fairly sure.
But can
I
you
was
remember
thinking
what
that's
the name of
weird.
this virus was? Now, I didn't want to put the full one because in the film it's only got one letter.
Yes, I remember.
It's something you drink.
Yes. They're spilling the tea. That's right. Zalthorn, one of the time, and Overthinker have all got it correct.
Nice one. Well done, guys.
T-cell
Good work.
virus.
Yeah. The Tyrant virus apparently is what it is.
So there's a new Resident Evil film coming out as well at the end of the year, just as
Is
in
it-
November.
Is it still made by Paul W.S. Anderson? What
No,
Thank
it's not.
God.
Yeah.
It's
Has
a
it
whole
still
new. It's a whole new.
A new take. So
Yeah.
not the same
Yeah.
actress.
Our next
yeah.
question.
No.
Penultimate question. Wielding a black axe in one hand and a whip of fire in the other, the Gothmog is found in which book series? 1. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. 2. The Silmarillion. 3. The Time Machine. 4. The Wogboy 2, Kings of Mykonos.
I'm thinking it sounds like a Lord of the Rings character.
Yeah, if I'm gonna put out the punches, I'm gonna say this is straight out of Lord of the Rings kind of back
Silmarillion.
catalogue. of work.
Yeah, so you think of Lord of the Rings, of course, the author being J.R.R. Tolkien, who also started the Silmarillion, which his son, I think, was it? Then completed.
Yeah, the son.
Yeah.
Had to finish, yeah.
Well, yes, you're correct. I had to go back and look at it because from the description, I assumed that it was the Balrog from Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Yes.
Balrog has a whip and a sword.
Yes, and apparently this Gothmog is like same like species or like order, or he's more powerful or something. But yes.
The Silmarillion, which I think the TV series is touching on, is I think I could be wrong, but I know that it goes into Sauron's background. How Sauron started off as being this bootlicker for this really bad wizard, but he ended up being really loyal to this huge bad wizard, and this wizard to reward him gave him a kingdom, and then he ended up, it's kind of interesting.
Nice, awesome.
Nice.
Okay, next question, question 10, our last question. The horror game released on PC in 2019, Escape the Ayuoki, has a monster that stalks you that is loosely based on which late celebrity? 1, Michael Jackson, 2, Elvis Presley, 3, John Lennon, or 4, Prince?
See, Richard, I didn't know
something
this.
inappropriate.
I didn't know this until you the way you described the character just then kind of suddenly went, I know who this is.
Good.
Yeah. But I'm gonna wait because I wanna. What's inappropriate with that? Like, what? Something about dildos again?
What is inappropriate?
Nothing. He's gonna say something. Yeah, he's gonna say something inappropriate. No, video horror game. I thought you meant the classic VHS one with the guy that speaks.
Oh, Nightmare.
Nightmare, yeah.
Yes, no, I'll definitely throw in a Nightmare question. Yeah, next. I wanted to get with the hip crowd and try and have a new
bring
game.
it to the millennials.
Is that what you're doing?
That's it, yeah. And any reason to drop a Michael Jackson reference. So, yes, the answer was Michael Jackson, Zalthorn, and One of the Time. Both answered correctly on that one. So, nicely done.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Yay,
Good
fantastic work. So, yes.
Tally it up.
We'll see the tallies and we'll see who is our winner.
The answer to the question was the Australian flag has the Aboriginal flag instead of the Union Jack.
Yes.
That was the answer.
We love it.
Yes.
So what's this mean?
Fantastic.
The winner
With
is-
6 correct answers, we have one of the timeless. There we go. With 6 correct answers. Coming in second, K9 with 3 correct answers. Coming in third, Zalthorn with 3 correct answers. Coming in fourth with Lux Voco with 1, and 5 with Overthinker 101. Congratulations, you guys.
Well done, guys.
Yes. So
done.
we'll work
Good
out
effort.
how to get in touch with one of the timeless, and we'll.
If one of the times, can you just put your bank credit card details up there now?
No, please. No, again,
Your security.
like our medical, we can't for legal reasons. We'll get in contact with you and get an email address.
So
and-
one of the times we'll just need your email address. That's all.
Yeah,
So we just kind of
exactly.
fire that
So
across to you.
send us an email, or we'll send an email to you. That'd be fantastic and grand.
Yeah,
questions.
exactly. It's been good fun, and yeah, thank you so much. And I just want to say once again, thank you to www.berserk.com.au who kindly lent us the gift that we could supply to the winner there, which was the $50 gift voucher. So thank you once again for donating that. That's absolutely beyond kind of you. So thank you.
Yes, and thank you, like One of the Timeless, for congratulations as well for being our winner, and all of those people who played along. It really, really does help us knit out the bugs and work out the kinks. Thank you so much, Ant and Saul, for joining us on this. Hopefully, we'll have you again along next time. Thank you everyone for watching, adding your comments and everything out there, as well to Live Reacting for allowing us the ability to do all of this sort of stuff, and Streamlabs as well. So beautiful work. Thank you guys so much. As an outro, we'll do the same video that you saw us leading into it. But we hope that, you share our love, like the video and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. And hopefully on another Friday night or whenever this goes out next, you can huddle around with some popcorn and play along with your friends. But thank you. Thank you, Ant, and thank you, Saul, so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, I wish I had a round of applause little emoji or sound effect that I could play for you, but unfortunately I don't. I'll just give you a little noise of pizza and a zombie, a cola, and of course a wink, which we all enjoy. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Have a good night.